Hey everybody, and welcome back to the 360 Player YouTube channel. 360 Player is the all-in-one sports platform for teams and clubs. If you want to learn more about the software and services that we provide, be sure to check the links down in the description. In this one, we've got three versions of possession drills that every coach should incorporate into their training sessions if they want their team to improve with their ball possession skills. The first type of possession drill we're going to mention in this video is non-directional possession. Now this is a category of many different drills, and if you know rondos are a type of a non-directional possession drill, and we've made an entire video about our 7 favorite rondo ideas. You can check it out right up here if you want to see more of those inspirational ideas in depth. But basically the idea with a non-directional possession drill is that players are not attacking towards targets, they're not attacking towards a goal, they're keeping possession more for possession's sake. So this can be very good for players to just work on ball control, passing and moving, using the entire space available to them. There's a lot of different ways that you can implement non-directional possession drills. Like I said, with a rondo, or you could do a setup with 2 teams versus 1. For example, you could create 3 teams of 4 or 5 players and have 1 team defending in the middle against the other 2 teams. Or you could have a setup where you've got 2 teams going against each other and you've got a group of neutral players with 2 or 3 all-time offense sort of players. Keep in mind that when the team that is in possession has more players on their team than it is defenders, that's going to make the drill much easier for the team in possession and give them more success in keeping control of the ball. If you want to adjust these drills to make it more difficult, simply increase the number of defenders. You can have less all-time offense neutral players. So you could do, for example, 4 versus 4 with 1 neutral player would be much more difficult for the attackers than if they had 3 all-time offense players helping them. And another thing to keep in mind is that with a larger space, that's also going to make things easier for the offensive team because they're going to have more time on the ball, and a smaller space is going to make things more difficult for the offensive team because when the ball comes to a player's foot, that pressure is going to be applied to them much more quickly, so they have to think 1 or 2 steps ahead in those tighter spaces. Don't be afraid to use this basic non-directional possession drill idea and throw in some of your own creativity and build the drill that is perfect for your team and your goals as a coach. The next category of possession drills in this video is directional possession drills. This is the exact opposite of the non-directional because there is a goal or a target in mind that the teams are trying to approach. This is much more closely aligned and mimicking what is happening in a real match. Directional possession drills could almost look like small-sided games where you have 2 teams competing against each other, but if you want to emphasize that working on possession, you could put some stipulations in place. For example, you could say a team needs to complete 6 passes before they're able to score. Having this little requirement is going to still require players to be passing and moving and working on those foundational possession concepts. But then once they've accomplished this, they're going to be attacking in a direction. Now, in terms of where players attack, you could have them attacking a normal mini goal. You could have them attacking a normal large goal with a goalkeeper. You could even have target players. So instead of attacking a goal, there's a neutral player on each end line and the players are going to try to play it in to the target player. This can be a great way to have players work on finding passing angles because that player on the end line can move back and forth to try to find an open passing lane to receive the ball for a point. There are so many different variations you can do within this concept of having a directional possession drill. And the last basic style of possession drill we want to cover in this video is a combination of both non-directional and directional. We're going to call this a mixed possession drill. There's a lot of ways that you can mix directional and non-directional possession drills. For example, you can have a drill with multiple phases. The first phase could be a non-directional possession type of drill. It could be like a rondo or 2 teams competing to maintain possession over their opposition. And then once a team comes out ahead, or once the rondo possession team completes a certain number of passes, they then go into the next phase of the drill where they're attacking in a direction on a large goal or on a mini goal. This way, in one drill, you're incorporating both the non-directional and directional phases in one. One of my favorite mixed possession drills is the 3-team possession drill, where basically you have 3 zones. The team in the middle zone is the team that's going to go and send players into the outer zones to send and apply pressure to the teams that are keeping possession. And once a team on one of the outer zones keeps possession for a certain amount of time or a certain number of passes, they then send the ball across to the team on the opposite outer zone, and that team in the middle has to then send 2 players, for example, to the other outer zone to pressure the ball. If the team in the middle happens to win the ball, then they switch places with the team that they won the ball from, and then there's a new team in the middle that's sending pressure players. Here you have that non-directional rondo type of aspect in the outer zones, but once a team has completed a given number of passes, for example, they have that directional aspect as they're trying to switch the play to the opposite side, and that's what makes this a mixed possession drill. Another mixed possession drill idea is really simple and effective, is where you take a normal small-sided game but you simply incorporate multiple objectives for the players and multiple ways for them to earn points for their team. For example, a normal goal in the game could be worth 3 points, for example. But if a team completes a given number of passes within the game in a row, then they can also earn a point for that. So this way a team can get an objective of scoring the goal, which is going to give them more points, but they also can get awarded for little things like just keeping possession of the ball. That also puts more pressure on the defensive players to press and try to win the ball quickly, but they're never leaving scope of the larger game because you're also awarded for scoring goals like you would in a match. With that being said, guys, these 3 categories of possession drills really lay a framework and foundation for you guys to create your own possession type of drills. And mixing and matching these concepts, as you can see, there's a ton of cool variations that you can use with your team that are going to be fun, competitive, and really help your players get better at keeping possession of the ball. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that it's given you guys a little bit of inspiration for your next training session. If you're interested in finding out more about 360 Player, the all-in-one sports platform, be sure to check out the links down below because 360 Player has so many solutions, from payments, performance analysis with video analytics and statistics for teams, the training planner that has hundreds of drill and sessions ideas, and also a place where you can save all of your own training content. There's so many things within the 360 Player platform. It's impossible to talk about everything in one short plug like this. So be sure to check out that link. And with that being said, guys, thanks for watching this one. I'll see you in another video.